percussionists. So we're going to start focusing on snare drum now, and that'll be our main focus for the rest of this school year. You will still do a little bit with mallets for our spring concert, and next year, if you decide to continue with band at VCMS, you'll be doing a lot more mallets up there as well. But now it's going to be time to learn how to put the snare drum together, and I think you'll be pretty excited about this. So there's two different things that you can do when you're practicing snare drum. You can use your actual drum, which is important to do sometimes so you can kind of get the feel of how it feels to play on the actual drum. Or you can use your drum pad. Somewhere in your case you should have something that looks like this. This is a lot quieter than the actual drum, so if you're practicing when you don't want it to be that loud in your house, then it's a good idea to use this. And this is the way this works. You're just going to take your bell stand, and right on the underneath of this practice pad there is a little place where there's opening for a screw, and that's for this little spot right here. So you just set this on, and you can just screw that right on to the stand that you normally use for your bells, and then you have a practice pad for playing snare, like that. If you want to use your actual snare drum, you're going to take the top half of the stand off. And you're going to take the other part of your stand that looks something like this, and you're going to put that into the bottom part that you use for the bells. Now be careful with this part of the stand because it has this circle part right here. You don't want to loosen this screw too much so that this opens up. There's a spring in here and it's hard to put back together. So just loosen it enough so that it can move, and then you slide it in. Mine's a slightly different than yours because it goes to a drum set, so it's lower, but you'll get the idea. So you slide it into the bottom of the stand like that, and tighten up the screw on the circle part here. And then you're going to open these, I call these the claw. You're going to open the claw, and there's this little piece that turns. It might be black or it might be silver. That opens the claw even more. Do you see how as I turn that, it lowers those three pieces down? So you're going to open that up and get this out of the way. And you're going to set your snare drum right into the claw, like this. Now you can see that it's not touching all the way on the sides, so you want to go ahead and tighten that up with that same piece that I was turning before. You want that claw to grip the snare drum fairly tightly so that you could actually lift the snare drum up and have the whole stand come with it. So you'll see how that's getting tighter as I turn this, and once I get it tight enough, I should be able to lift the whole thing up. Now next time you set up, you just only loosen it enough so you can get the drum out. You don't need to loosen it down all the way. That'll save you time next time. You want your drum to be set up so that it is just below your waist when you're standing. So when you're standing, your drum should be right about here, like right at the top of your pants, depending on how high your pants are, but right about at your hips. That's where you want the top of the drum to be. Like I said, mine's a little lower because it's made for a drum set. But you'll adjust the height the same way you adjust the height on the bells, by using this screw right here, and that will raise the stand up for you. So that is how to set up your snare drum. Go ahead and get it set up now, and then Miss Van Ricewood is going to teach you how to do the 8s and 8s exercise.
Hey percussion, I'm going to teach you how to do the 8s and 8s exercise, but first we're going to review how to hold your sticks. It's exactly the same way as we hold our mallets. So first we want to make sure we're doing a bounce stroke, so it's bouncing off of the pad. We want to make sure we're lifting the sound out of the drum, we're not hitting it. We want to make sure we're doing our T grips on our sticks. Make sure that only your wrist moves, and you want your palms to be down. For the stick height on the drums, for now it's going to be just about 2 inches off of the drum. So for the 8s and 8s exercise, It's pretty simple, and it's going to be written down on the next page in this lesson. It goes like this: 8 on the right, then 8 on the left. Then we do 4 on the right, and then 4 on the left, then 2 on the right, 2 on the left, and then last we do 9 alternating. So together that sounds like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's it. Happy practicing!